us being able to, us being able to use technology to change the way we do things, the way we live our lives, the way we run our businesses. Okay, so technology for me is an enabler. Technology is an enabler. It helps to do things that you've never imagined that could be possible, right? So for digital transformation, you're using technology to change things. Just think of like 15 years back or even 10 years back, right? In the financial space, for you to be able to do anything, for you to be able to open an account, for you to be able to send money, right? You have to be there in the banking premises, right? There was no option of you, from the comfort of your home, you're able to do anything. You have to be there for you to be able to do anything, right? So, but now technology came and changed the way the financial space run their businesses. So now with mobile applications, you can stay anywhere, you can send money, receive money, you can open an account, you can log in complaints, right? And they'll be attended to, all thanks to technology. Even when it comes to learning, right? Before, I remember then, once you just finish writing WAEC, for those in Nigeria, once you're done writing WAEC, the next thing you're thinking of is to go and learn CorelDRAW, to learn how to use Words and Excel before, as you're waiting for your JAMB result, right? So as you're waiting, but for you to be able to do all of it, you have to go there at the learning centers. You have to go there, be present there. But now, you see that technology has made it possible that wherever you are, you can just learn. It has made it very possible, right? So this is what digital transformation basically means. And I mentioned that it encompasses changes in technology, culture, and processes. So I believe by the time we are looking at the next slide, we'll be able to understand that better. Okay, so when it comes to digital transformation, there are 4 key areas, right, of digital transformation. So we have the business process transformation, we have the business model transformation, we have the domain, and we have the cultural transformation. Okay, so for business process transformation, basically here for organizations, you're looking at how to improve how you run your businesses, right? So let's say, for example, like I mentioned, for the financial space, now they built an app, and that app is helping them to transform, to change the way they ordinarily run their businesses, right? So now you begin to see other organizations, they begin to have tools that enables for collaboration in the workspace. You'll begin to see things like Slack. You'll begin to see things like Microsoft Teams to enable collaboration. You begin to see things like, okay, maybe like SharePoint, so people are able to share document files with their colleagues securely and easily, right? So business process transformation deals with that part that, okay, we just want to improve on how we run our businesses. So that's where you begin to talk about business process transformation. Then we talk about business model transformation. So business model transformation is more of, okay, you were running a business like the usual brick and mortar model, but now you want to start using the capabilities of technology to also run your business. And then you are changing your streams of revenue, right? Let me give you an example. Netflix. Netflix initially was a DVD rental organization. So you just rent DVDs to watch your movies. But they changed their model, they changed the way they were running their business, and they leveraged the technology, and now they've changed the entertainment industry, right? So now they're no more renting DVDs. Now you can just log in to your app or go to the website and you see different movies, right? Making it more accessible to people, right? So that is where you start talking about business model transformation, leveraging technology to transform your business model. And then we talk about domain transformation. So at this point is you are leaving your regular business pattern to dive into a different industry. That is where this kind of transformation comes in. Let's say, okay, let me give you an example. Okra. Okra is it's a Nigerian tech startup, right? So they provide solutions that make it easy for people that build their fintech solutions, right? They provide those kind of solutions to them. So, but recently, they moved into the cloud space. They want to start competing with the likes of AWS, Microsoft Azure, and the rest. So domain transformation, we are leveraging technology to move into a different space entirely, right? And then again, when we're talking about all these kind of transformations, we look at cultural transformation. You might look at it that, okay, this might not, but this is actually key when it comes to any form of digital transformation, because if the people that you are bringing those solutions for, they don't buy those ideas, those solutions will not work, right? So here we'll begin to think of creating awareness, letting these people that we want them to use this solution, let's say like for staff members, trying to change their mindset about this particular solution, because some people are used to their legacy system, the way they do their things. They don't want any kind of change, right? So this is where we begin to talk about mindset change, and then again begin also to talk about skill training, because you have to also start training these people to be able to use this new way of doing things. So these are the key areas of digital transformation, right? We have business process, business model, domain, and cultural transformation. And then there are some key trends. There are a lot more, but these are like the key trends that are driving digital transformation. Okay, so we have cloud computing, we have modern workspace, automation, and AI, we have cybersecurity. So cloud computing is basically storing your data and being able to retrieve them from the cloud, right? So you see organizations begin to leave the old ways of usually for organization, you begin to buy servers, physical servers, you're buying your routers, you're buying a whole lot of physical devices, hardware for you to be able to run your business. But now, the likes of AWS, the likes of Microsoft, they have Azure, which is their cloud platform. We have Google Cloud Platform, IBM, Oracle. They all have their own Google cloud platforms currently. So you now see organizations and even individual startups begin to take their infrastructure to the cloud. So what this means is that for you, it's easy. You're not spending money on purchasing hardware devices, right? So you can just easily deploy your infrastructure to the cloud, and it's more accessible, right? It also reduces the time that ordinarily you would use to start maybe troubleshooting on your servers and all of the rest, right? So it saves you time, which also improves on your productivity. That is cloud computing. Then we look at modern workspace. So a lot of organizations have adopted some modern workspace tools that enables them to work more efficiently. It allows them to collaborate. It allows them to share files, right? So we have things like Microsoft 365. I know a lot of you must have heard about Microsoft 365. You have Google Workspace. You even have Zoho Workplace, right? You have Slack. You have even Zoom, what we're using to host this meeting, right? So you have all those tools that enables organizations to collaborate more efficiently. You can host your meetings, send files, and all of the rest, right? Then there's, please still confirm, can you still hear me? So I'm not talking to myself. Can you still hear me?
Loud and clear, yes, we can.
All right. Then we'll start talking about automation and artificial intelligence, right? So now you see organizations, they begin to shift towards using tools that will help them to automate processes or tasks that ordinarily would take their time. Some of those repetitive tasks, very mundane tasks, that ordinarily would take your time. You see organizations, they are beginning to look for tools, for software that will allow them to automate those processes. And AI also helps with that, right? So we have tools like the Microsoft Power Platform, right? We also at Descasio, we have a solution we also call Plug. So these solutions, they help you to automate your processes. So things that ordinarily every day you sit down and those tools will help you to be able to do them. So this is one of the key areas in digital transformation. Then we have cybersecurity. So for me, security is key. When I'm talking to our customers or anybody who cares to listen, security is key. And don't think about security when you are done with all the solutions that you've deployed. It should be the first thing in mind when you're trying to even adopt some of these solutions, things like this cloud solutions, modern workspace tools, right? You should think about security first, right? Because some organizations, they've been built and the result was not actually funny, okay? So security, you begin to think, because now you're in the cloud, now you are online, right? So you're more prone to security attacks. You have a lot of these cyber attacks going on, phishing, malware attacks, and all of those kind of attacks, right? So security should actually be the first thing in mind when you're even thinking of digital transformation. So for me, these are the key areas that are shaping digital transformation. And like I like to always tell people, digital transformation is a journey. It's not something you do once, and it's a journey. You can start to, you might want to start with having a modern workspace too, right? Because at that point, that is what your business needs, or probably due to financial restrictions, that's what you can afford at that time. So you can start with that. And then over time, the next time you're thinking of, oh, let me move my infrastructure to the cloud, right? And then again, you're not thinking of leveraging automation tools and AI tools to improve on productivity and efficiency. So it's a journey. It's not something you say, oh, I must do everything. It's a journey and it's continuous, right? Okay. So then we look at, okay, digital transformation. Are we transforming digitally because we just want to transform digitally, right? So there are a whole lot of benefits that you get from transforming digitally, right? Let's look at better resource management. Let's say you move your infrastructure to the cloud. For cloud is on demand and also is pay as you go. So you pay for what you've used, right? Not like your physical infrastructure that you just have them there because they have to be there. Most times you see that they're actually underutilized. But with cloud platforms, you pay for what you're using, right? So you better manage your resources there. And then also there is increased efficiency because now you have tools that help you to do some of your repetitive tasks. So it helps you with efficiency. You become more competitive as an organization. You become more competitive because now you also now have tools that are able to see analytics, right? See customers' behavior, their buying patterns. There are those tools out there that help you to analyze those things. So with that, you're able to now make your services more customer centric, right? So you know what they want, and with that, you become very competitive, right? So data-driven decision making, like I mentioned, there are tools out there that help you to analyze data, analyze patterns, behaviors of your customers, and all the rest. And then scalability, the fact that you are, even for example, you are in the cloud, it helps you to scale easily. So you have more workloads, you can easily provision more resources in the cloud easily for you to be able to scale your businesses. So there are a whole lot of benefits, right, for when it comes to digital transformation. And as individuals, I look at convenience, right? For me, that is a key thing. Convenience, the fact that I can stay at the comfort of my home and make financial transactions, right? The fact that I can attend meetings from home, the fact that I can learn online, right? So convenience comes with digital transformation. Then we're looking at the role we play as women when it comes to digital transformation, okay? So for we women, we play different roles. So one is the fact that we bring diverse perspectives, right? We have our own way of thinking, our own unique way of thinking. So for digital transformation, we're able to think vast, we're able to think of how customer, and the fact that most women there is empathy. And for those in products, you know that this is a key skill as a product manager or as a product owner, as a scrum master. Empathy is key. So with that, you begin to create more user-centric solutions. You begin to create solutions that people actually need, right? Because you have these skills, right? And then again, another role that women play when it comes to digital transformation is the fact that once a woman is in a position, you see them trying to help others. So women are nation builders, right? You see them like what the MumsWhoCode is currently doing. You see them trying to help others to get to a certain level. So we help in bridging the gender skill gap when it comes to the tech space. And then you see also women, I see a lot of women that are role models, they mentor other people. So as women as well, one role we play is the fact that we're able to mentor the younger ones, the people that are also looking to transition to the technology space. We're able to mentor them, we're able to play the role model role, if I can use that word, right? So these are a few of the roles that we play in digital transformation. And then again, there are some challenges that women we face also while leading a digital transformation. There is usually the issue of gendered bias, discrimination, and stereotypes, right? So I don't know if you can see the quote here that in 2024, female-led startup raised just $48 million. And that's just a fraction of the $2.2 billion that was secured by male-led startups, right? That's a huge gap. That's a huge gap. Does it mean that we are not innovative enough? Does it mean that we are not smart enough, right? So we're looking at there's always that gender bias, right? And then lack of representation, the fact that in the tech space, there is no equality, right? Which is what we're trying to do now to have a more inclusive sector, right? So because of lack of representation in leadership roles when it comes to some of these tech institutions, right? So it's a problem for us women, right? Lack of representation, and then digital skills gap, right? There's still that space, in as much as there are a lot of organizations trying to create awareness, trying to train women on digital skills, there is still that gender, there's still that skill gap, right? And then lack of funding, like I mentioned here. Women in 2024, female-led startup raised only $48 million, while the male-led startups raised about $2.2 billion, right? Lack of funding. And like the question I asked before, is it women are not innovative enough, right? What are we not doing right? What are we not doing properly? Okay, so these are some of the challenges that we face in leading digital transformation. But the thing is that there are things we can do, right? There are things we can do to correct these challenges, right? So this is where we're talking about accelerating inclusion, take actions, right? For us as women, there are a lot of things that we can do for us to be able to overcome these challenges and for us to now be able to shape the future of digital transformation. Number one is start by learning an in-demand digital skill. There are a lot of even free resources online, right? There are a lot of organizations offering free trainings. MumsWhoCode, they do that. NoBase, like I mentioned earlier, we do that as well, right? So you can begin by learning in-demand digital skill. AI, as a woman, you can function perfectly there. You can learn AI skills, right? You can begin to learn how to code for people that are good with numbers and you feel like, oh, I can actually do well in this field. You begin to learn cybersecurity, right? Cloud computing. You can become a cloud engineer. You can become an AWS expert. You can become an Azure expert, right? So that is one thing we can do as women for us to be able to shape the future of digital transformation. Learn an in-demand tech skill. Then take up leadership role. The thing is that most times for us, and I put here, lead from where you are. Don't wait till you are in big tech firms like Google, Microsoft before you can start. No, lead from wherever you are. You find the opportunity to lead a team in your workplace. Do that. You have the opportunity to be able to be an advocate or help people in your community to start learning about tech, create that awareness. You can do, those are leadership roles. So lead from wherever you are, okay? Before you know it, bigger opportunities will come your way, right? And then again, another way that we as women, we can shape the future of digital transformation is when we begin to think that, okay, we should not just be consumers of these technology solutions, right? We should begin to think as creators. Think in my field, in my house alone, what are the things that can do? What solution can I build that can help to solve this problem? What tech solution can I build to help solve a particular problem? So let's have having that product thinking mindset, right? Think, don't just be a consumer, don't just be using these solutions. Think of where you can start being a creator of technology solutions, right? Then again, one issue that we have is when it comes to funding. So now for us women, for those in position to push for inclusion when it comes to funding and investment for tech startups, who can begin to lend their voices, right? Begin to speak up, begin to create that awareness that, oh, when it comes to tech entrepreneurs, that women are not really included, right? We can begin to push for that, begin to push for funding, because there are a lot of women that have ideas, innovative ideas for that matter, right? We can begin to think about how to push for fundings. And then we also, we can even start for those in the position to also do that. They can also begin to think of how they can work with the government to strengthen policies that would favor women in the digital space, right? So these are the some of the actions that we can take as women for us to be able to shape the future of digital transformation. So I just put up a few women that are leading tech innovations. And for most of these people, they were not even in the tech space from the onset. So most of them transitioned to tech and they are doing big things, right? See her economy, Ife Durosimieti. She used to have this AGS tribe, right? So, but she transitioned to fintech. So her economy is an organization that helps women to save, invest, and even get loans. The same thing as Harvest by Sholakpe, right? And then we have Okra. Okra offers startups, like people that want to build solution in the fintech space. They provide solutions for them, right? So, but recently in 2024, they launched Nebula, a cloud infrastructure platform. So they want to start competing with the big guys, AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Platform, IBM Cloud, and all of those things. So we see that we have a lot of women doing big things. We have Ruth of Beat Mama. She helps platform. You can trade, buy, sell cryptocurrencies, right? Like Bitcoins and the rest. So we can begin to see that is doable, is something we can do. People doing it, they do not have superpowers, right? It's just for us to be able to change our mindset and know that we can lead tech innovations, right? We can actually shape the future of digital transformation. We have that capability as women, right? Women, we can do great things. We have that capability. So let's start thinking that way. So I'm going to be leaving you with this word, right? When I saw this, the second part of this quote, I just smiled. The part that says, when women lead, societies thrive. So I don't know what you make of these quotes, right? Look at it, think about it, and see where you can begin to lead from wherever you are in the digital space, right? Okay, so for me, I know that women can shape the future of digital transformation. I do not know if you agree with me, but I believe and I know that women can actually shape the future of digital transformation. And if you agree, please, let's have your comments, right, in the chat box. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You all agree with me that that was very insightful. Thank you, Dr. Chidebere, for that. Yes, women can lead tech. That's one thing that I want everyone to take away from here. Women can lead tech, because that really resonates with the theme for this conference. The theme is that we are looking at accelerating action for women and girls as leaders in tech, not just as consumers of technology, but as creators in the tech ecosystem. Thank you so much for that. How can women shape the future of technology? You can shape the future of technology by leading from where you are, right? Thank you for those very insightful words that you have shared with us here today. I do see some questions in the chat. Please keep your chat coming. Please keep your comments coming. I see 2 questions here, and we will quickly I'll quickly read out these questions for you to respond to, and then we move on to the next speaker. The first question here says, what are some of the courses you would recommend beginners, that you would recommend beginner level or mid experience to take? And the second question says, for someone who is interested in shaping the future of the youngsters in IT, where is the starting point, especially where there is no much financial support or resources?
Okay. All right. Thank you for that question. So for the first one, if you are just starting up or you're already working, so sometimes I tell people that if you're already working, you can look for a way that technology, you can leverage technology to begin to solve problems in that your field, right? You see people in the financial space, that's what came about fintech, because they've been able to use technology, to leverage technology to be able to solve problems in the financial space. So if you are a salesperson, start thinking like, oh, what solution can I work on? What can I do to be able to ease the sales processes and all of that, okay? So that can also now help you to start thinking of, okay, these are the areas where I find interesting. If you like to catch thieves, if in your house you know that you are the gatekeeper, you're always at the gate, go and learn cybersecurity, right? Go and learn cybersecurity. That's what I say. And then if you're good with numbers, why not coding? You can do well in AI. You can learn how to code, how to use Python to build models and build AI products, right? Begin to learn those kind of things. So it's based on your interest, right? Learn based on interest. Don't learn because, oh, this person, oh, this is my friend, she's making money as a product manager, or let me go and learn product management. No, let's not do that way. And then when you get there, you begin to struggle. So learn based on your interest. And if you already have skills, let's say for a product manager, you already have skills from where you're working and you feel like, oh, those skills, they match what product managers do, then it will be easy for you to transition to the product management role. So learn based on interest, okay? Don't just follow the crowd, learn based on interest. And then also look at, there are some areas that people are not even looking, because now people just want to be product manager, people want to be software developers. There are other, you can go and learn like Salesforce administrator, all of those little skills that you feel like, and people need them. Or maybe digital marketing. A lot of organizations, they need digital marketers. So you can begin to look at all those areas, those skills that we neglect. People will actually need you, right? And then for the second person, you're asking how you can lead without funds, right? A lot of people have done it. I'm doing it. I'm still doing it, right? So you just start, okay? Just start from where you are. It can be that, oh, in your streets, you can begin to talk to, begin to have like mentorship programs for young girls in your area. You begin to talk to them about, you can tell them, oh, every Saturday I'm free at so time. Come, we talk, we begin to create that awareness. So these are just areas that you can start with. You don't need all the funds for you to lead in the tech space. Just start where you are. And as you're doing those small ones, people are seeing you, right? people are seeing, before you know, you begin to have maybe sponsorship, you begin to have funds that will help you to now bring your leadership skills to a larger audience, right? Just start from wherever you are. I don't know if I was able to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Debere. That was excellent. I believe that the questions, those who asked the questions are satisfied with the answer. There are no comments here. And with that, I'd like to say thank you so much for taking the time to deliver this presentation this morning. If the participants want to connect with you, what's the best platform they can reach you on? Please put it in the chat so they can take note of that. Thank you. So we'll quickly move on to the next session.
Thank you.
Okay, so for our next session, we have another amazing woman coming up to tell us what it is to go from limiting beliefs to limitless innovation. We'll have Olubunmi Fred Otite, who is the founder of Brighten and Build the Teens Foundation. She says that too often girls are told that tech isn't for them, and she's here to change that narrative. That's powerful. Olubunmi Fred Otite is not just the founder of Brighten and Build the Teens Foundation, she's also an educator, a trainer, and a certified teen coach. Thank you so much, Olubunmi Fred Otite, for joining us this morning. Please, your camera, I can see your camera is turned on already. I'll just spotlight you now so everyone can see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much for the beautiful introduction. I'm super, super excited to be here in this room this minute. This is a remarkable event. I celebrate all the incredible women in the room. It's such a delight to be here. I mean, I've been following since yesterday, and it's been mind-blowing. Well done to the entire team. And I really want to celebrate the organizers of this remarkable event. Let's give them a big heart. In fact, let's give them a big heart in the comment section. They are doing amazing. They are doing so as it stands.
Can't hear you. Your mic is muted. Your mic is muted. Can we celebrate the mom while she's trying to sort out the thing? Let's give her some celebratory emojis in the chat. Yes, this is what it looks like. Yes, for most women on a daily, right? And it's nothing, it's not new. Yes. So let's celebrate Olubunmi Fred Otite while she tries.
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry for that.
It's fine.
Yeah, so it's one of the
Okay, so while she's on that break, there's a comment in the chat that says, "My challenge as a woman is finding the right skill for me. I have invested my time as a stay-at-home mom, taking several courses, including virtual assistant, artificial intelligence career essentials with ALX, IT skills with digital witch, project management, and lots more. I feel overwhelmed most time being everywhere. I just want to find that thing I'm really good at as a freelancer. Dr. Chidebere, could you respond to that? Hello, Dr. Chidebere. Okay, so if she isn't close to her device, I would like to step in here.
Hello.
And okay. Hello.
I'm so sorry. My sincere apologies. I am super sorry for the distraction. I mean, it's
Okay.
one of those things, and well, I'm back.
Exactly.
I'm so sorry about the break. So I was saying that I celebrate all the amazing moms here, the tech moms who have stood against all odds, fought every obstacle, and stood resilient. And honestly, we don't have so many of you, and we want more of you. And it's the major reason we are here today. You know, I was here yesterday, I was listening, I was in one of the breakout sessions, I think in room 3, and I was listening to the story of the young mom that transitioned from education into tech. It was so inspiring. And these are the stories, these are the experiences that we need to project. And today I'll be speaking on empowering girls to lead in tech. Girls specifically, because I'm a teen coach and a social entrepreneur, and I've seen a lot of those issues with our girls. How then can we help them? These stories are what we need to project to tell them that it can be done, it is doable, it is achievable, right? It will surprise you that up until now, in some communities in Nigeria, they still don't believe in the girl child education. And it means that we still have a long way to go. Imagine that I've seen societies where families are financially incapacitated, and because of that, you know, they send off the male child to school and have the girls go trade with their moms, right? Because they feel that, okay, the education that will be given to them at that time will not be as productive. Who says so? Right? Girls have potentials. They have everything it takes to succeed, not just in tech, but as well as to lead. And I've also seen cases as a city ambassador, city meaning countering trafficking in persons. I've had cases where, you know, parents themselves are the one who send off their girl child into trade and slavery. And they believe that, okay, they will go there, you know, uh, do whatever it is that they have to do over there and send money home. These are girls that are full of opportunity, of potentials, full of a lot, and they're just trading them off, and it's really heart wrenching. It is so sad. And eventually, the few that make it to the few that eventually make it to the schools are now have to just study a course to get by, and this and all of that. Now, how do we break these limiting beliefs in the girl child? I remember
Let's put it in
vividly
the chat.
while
Let's help
and
our
you're not
build.
alone.
Let's help
Yes.
peculiar
Thank
build.
you. Let's put it in the chat.
Vaccinations and clinics. Awesome.
Encouraging words.
right. So
Okay.
how then do we
List
break
of
these limiting beliefs? I remember vividly whilst we were growing up, I had a friend then who was okay, so she had planned that she wanted to study nursing, and then she had a brother and a sister. So back then, their dad had a computer school. Their dad would send the brothers off to manage or help with things at the computer school, whilst the girl would be sent back home to do chores, right? Fine, she said she loved nursing, but there was no level playing field, right? They just at the back of their mind just said, okay, you are better off taking care. You would eventually be a homemaker and things like that. And it is just so sad that these are some of the things that our team.
Okay, I think our speaker will be back shortly. Please, let's celebrate her. Let's celebrate. Let's encourage her in the chat. Let's encourage her in the chat, please. Okay, so while she's away, I was going to answer the question in the chat, and that is the question by Juliet E. Jibrin. Now, one of the key things that our first speaker, Dr. Chidebere, said was that you don't pick a skill because probably your friend is doing it and making a lot of money from it, and you decide this is what I want to do, right? There are different tech skills, and sometimes the not so popular skills becomes the one that gets you that job first, right? You can have several tech skills, maybe 2, maybe 3, right? And the one that is the least popular amongst them earns you a job first. And I think that's common sense, because the more popular the skill is, you find that a lot of people are going that way, right? And so the competition in the job market becomes even more fierce, right? But there are skills that a lot of people are not focusing on, but there are a lot of opportunities out there. Employers are looking for people with those skill sets. They are not finding, but everybody is running towards one direction. When they say it's data analysis, everybody rushes into data analysis. The next thing we hear, oh, it's when it was coding, everybody ran into coding, right? Now it's AI, now everybody's running into it. And they say, oh, virtual assistant, everybody's running into it.
Hello.
Now, if I would answer your question, okay, welcome back.
Okay, so please, my sincere apologies. Right, I think I had some network glitches at some point. Right, so how do we then break the limiting beliefs of those girls? How do we help them understand that, not even just with the girls, but also as parents? There are some parents who are still currently in the dark and feel that some roles are male-dominated and therefore girls should not be found there. And these are some of the things that we help parents, break out of, because it is whatever they have, they transfer to the kids. Like I was sharing that example of my friend. Just if she had been encouraged, if she was put in that environment, she probably could have changed her mind. Her brother ended up in the tech field, and she did not even end up as a nurse. She ended up as a teacher, right? So kind of, she was not given a level playing field. I believe that if her parents could have done more, they could have encouraged her. Maybe she could have changed her mind at some point, and maybe today the story will be completely different. So as it is today, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, women generally make up a small part of the tech workforce, is less than 20%. And these facts highlight the need to take action to fix this imbalance, because what can we really do? We need to make sure that women have, especially our girls, have the same chances to add value to the digital economy. Like, girls have not just the potential to be in tech, but to lead innovation if we are able to attack these limiting beliefs and provide them with the right support. And why is it that they take the back seats? Why is this underrepresentation so much in our world? Why? It's because I mentioned one earlier that they believe that tech is a boy field. You might have your reality about these things, but the truth is that the reality of some in this same community, in this same society that we are, is that it's still for the males. And we need to wake up. And if you are thinking about something in form of an initiative to set up right now, you should be thinking about advocacy for girls in tech, because we can never overemphasize it. We can never. So many girls still associate their STEM fields with masculine qualities, and they feel that, oh, it's too daring a task, I can't deal with this, and all of that, right? So we need to give them proper orientation so that, they know that it can be done. When I was listening to the young mom story in that breakout room yesterday, I almost signed up or enrolled for a coding class myself, because it was really inspiring. And I felt, if she can do this, I miss all of those challenges. She got married, she was pregnant in the middle of all that. She had to, she put to birth, she had to leave the courses for a while, and then she went back after 3 months. After 3 months of putting to birth, and she had to dust off her books, and she was back. And I was like, wow. So how much more? It means that there's really nothing that we can't do if we're resolute about it. And this is the kind of mindset that we should plant in our girls from their early age. And I remember the last speaker talking about role models. Yes, we women need to rise up to the occasion. We need to stand up and begin to, begin to serve as role models for them, because they really need to see those who have gone ahead, who have fought the fight, and who are leading in the field. And that can help them, that can encourage them to go in as well. And then we see another factor contributing to this underrepresentation of girls or women in the tech field is this unconscious bias with hiring. I know you can't imagine a pregnant woman showing up for an interview. Is almost like, in this part of the world, if they find a male counterpart, they will definitely choose him over that, because they feel that a good part, a productive part of your time will be spent in maternity. And these are some of the things that we need to start, speaking about. And it's really discouraging women from entering the field. Then the work-life imbalance, because we feel that tech careers can be very demanding. It is actually very demanding. And how do you expect moms to balance, right? So if they are finding it difficult, it's going to be difficult for them to enroll, to transition into tech and things like that. So the onus lies on us to continually speak about it. Let's smash these beliefs. Let's rescue our little girls from all of these setbacks, and then we'll begin to see changes. Now, how can we then help them have a change in orientation? First is early exposure. The same way you enroll your girls in a catering school during summer, the same way you enroll them in a music school, the same way you enroll them in a language class, why don't you think about coding, robotics, AI, and all of that? Let's start exposing them early. And it's not just about us. Parents, religious organizations, that communities, that PTA meeting begin to suggest it, especially those of us that hold key positions in all this area. Let's begin to bring these matters and issues to the fore. I remember back in the day when we had introduction to technology as a subject. We didn't do anything close to that. I know, of course, back then it was really like nothing was happening. But what about now? There is a lot, and I would really see it being introduced and in the curriculum at a very early stage. I think this will help us, so they don't start looking at it as an Herculean task, right? And we need to create tech-friendly spaces for our girls. And what about scholarship programs? Imagine if a parent that had to trade off a girl, if she had the opportunity of a scholarship for that child, I'm sure she will opt for it instead of having to give her off to all of this slavery and the rest that they call jobs, right? So how can we encourage scholarship? If you are if you are in an organization, CSR and things like that, let's begin to look at how we can incorporate more scholarship programs, especially for girls, because we need to encourage them. And if they see that, okay, this is free and it's something I can take advantage of, to encourage them to enroll instead of just, wasting all of those potentials and think they can just feed into other courses. I'm not saying, of course, success in any course that you need to thrive, you have to be very diligent at it. But then let's not start seeing tech as the almighty whatever it is that is insurmountable, right? And mentorship, it's been spoken about, and I also have it here that mentorship is a game changer. If others have succeeded, I love the community of MumsWhoCode. They are doing amazing here. And I believe that women here will always be willing to mentor young girls. We have them in secondary schools, we have them in our religious organizations. Let's not even think far. They are always around us. So let's begin to speak about it. Let's talk about it. Let's loud it. We don't just want to be hearing tech bros and tech bros. We want to be hearing tech sisters and tech women and tech mothers. A lot. We need to loud it. Let me put it like that. Leader balance. We need to loud it. We need to project it. Right. So now, what are some of the actionable steps for our girls to lead and innovate? We talk about empowerment. What exactly is the empowerment we're talking about? Empowerment is not just giving them the tools, it's also in the mindset first. Helping them have the right mindset. Let's begin with that first. Helping them, raising awareness of these issues, continually speaking about it like we are doing right now. And let's bring this to the fore. It's really important. And then we give them the tools that they require to excel and to succeed at it. First is that our girls need to have a dream. They need to have a vision for their future, and most of all, believe in themselves. No matter how much someone believes in the other person, if you do not believe in yourself, there is no way it's going to happen, because you will continually see yourself as I can't do this, I'm limited and all of that. But the moment you believe in yourself, the sky is just the starting point, and you're able to take up challenges. So our girls they need to have a vision, believe in themselves, and we can help them do that. We can really, really help them do that. Then collaborating with others who are already in the tech space, just like it is done right here. As the young mom was sharing her experience yesterday, she said she had a community where she had people who could relate with her struggles, and it's very important. When you are surrounded by people that can relate with your struggles, you can iron out issues together and things like that. It really helps you, and before you know it, you are far ahead. And then our organizations and policymakers as well need to do better. If you're a woman in here, you hold a key position in your organization, let's create inclusive workspaces for women, right? Let's also advocate for women in leadership positions. If there's let's give a woman the chance, right? If you have a male counterpart, a female counterpart, and you want to vote for them in positions, let's give them a chance. Let's not say, she's a woman, she might be. No. Let's give them the opportunity to lead. And we've seen women excelling in leadership positions, and tech I mean, women are naturally problem solvers. We are naturally, we naturally will multitask. We're naturally creative. And these are qualities that are needed in the tech space. So why would we be laid back? So why should we take the back seats, right? We are naturally built for this. And this is what we should be preaching to the younger generation, that we can do it, that it is doable, it is achievable. Right. So, in conclusion, I'm just going to round off. Right. Let's just, in empowerment, let's not look far. There's someone in your neighborhood that needs that word of encouragement. Right. Maybe if someone has spoken to my dad's a friend, my friend's dad rather, back in the day, and say, why are you letting us stay back? Why don't you let us join the boys and learn the ropes and do those things? You know, maybe the story would have been different today. So we have girls all around us in our neighborhood, in that community meeting. Let's speak up. Let's start from there. Religious organizations, we all belong to one. Let's talk about it often. Let's speak to the girls and all of those things. Yes, it's okay to have other skills, hair making, fashion designing, and all the rest. But what about tech? Let's project this thing. So it is a collective responsibility. The onus lies on each and every one of us, everywhere we go, to support our girls to lead in these tech spaces, because we need more tech sisters. So thank you very much for having me today. I apologize once again for all of the distractions. Thank you very much for accommodating that. And to the organizers, thank you so much once again. I appreciate this. I will share my slides so that everyone can have access to it later on. And I'm on LinkedIn if you want to connect with me. I would also be sharing my profile. Thank you so much, everyone, and I appreciate this platform and opportunity.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, Rubemi, for that. And we understand what it's like to be a mom of a young baby on days like this. So I want to ask the audience for questions. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat so Olubumi can quickly attend to it before we move on to the next speaker. While we're waiting for the questions, I want to quickly say something about what Olubumi has said and what Dr. Chidebere also said. And in Dr. Chidebere's presentation, she did mention something that has stuck with me, and that is that women need to be creative or creatives in tech. They need to be builders in tech, not just consumers. Like, we need to rethink how we use technology, right? We need to rethink our role in the tech ecosystem. It's not for us to always be at the receiving end consuming these products. Let's rethink, or let's rethink and look at us and begin to see ourselves as creators, as builders, as creatives, if I may, right? And how can we achieve that for the next generation? I think that's where Olubumi's presentation comes in. We need to encourage girls at an early age to adopt, to learn these technologies and adopt them, right? Now, there's a lot of adoption going on with the use of mobile devices. There's a lot of adoption with social media applications, but you find out that we, or these young girls, are more consumers than they are producers or creatives or developers or builders, right? So that's one thing I want us to take away from here. If you have girls around you, how can you begin to educate them, enlighten them, that as much as they use these applications, they can also build, they can design, right? They can think up ideas, they can come up with ideas that can be built, right? They may not necessarily be the ones to code it, but if they have ideas on solutions that can be built, maybe for children their age, then they can come up with it, right? There are young founders in other parts of the world, right? The popular method that we all use now, he started it in his dorm room, right? And then we have a lot of siblings, cousins, nieces in the university. How can we begin to encourage them? How can we begin to advise them to think beyond using these things and building and creating? So thank you so much, Mrs. Olubumi, for your presentation. It's really insightful. And with that, I'd like to move on to our next presenter for today. Okay, so our next presenter for today will be speaking on the topic, Just Do It, Making Things Work. And I'm glad to announce that he is a he for she. He's an ally of women in tech, and we are so proud of him and excited to have him here. Meet Adebayo Chike Odurinde. Please turn on your camera so I can spotlight you. Okay, so once his camera is on, okay, let's see it. Thank you very much. So everyone meet Adebayo Chike Odurinde. He is a dedicated product designer and web developer who is passionate about empowering others to reach their potential. He is a two-time mentor at the Digital Women Bootcamp, where he taught and mentored women and moms in UX design and front-end development. With over 6 years of experience, he excels at creating user-centric digital products while mentoring and teaching aspiring designers. His approach to people development goes beyond teaching. It's about inspiring confidence, encouraging innovation, and fostering growth. Thank you so much, Chike, for joining us today. How are you doing?
Thank you. Good morning from this part of the world. Yeah,
okay,
thank you for having me. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, so you're welcome. I'll just hand off the session to you so you can continue with your presentation.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. However, today's conversation is beyond slides. Is it possible we have people on mute? People able to unmute? Just wanted to. Are people able to unmute periodically?
Oh, yeah, sure. Sure.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. Please, can you see my screen? Is it visible?
Can everyone else see it? Just use an emoji if you can't see it. Okay.
Very good.
I can see it.
All right. All right, so thank you very much, Amma, for that introduction. There was a little twist to the topic, and we're not going to spend much time. The initial topic said just do it, doing what matters. All right. While I was preparing this slide, which doesn't really matter also, I thought about why are you even just doing it? It starts from the fact that knowing that you are enough, right? And a lot of conversation has happened here of taking action And the theme of the whole Women's Women's Month is accelerate action, right? So how can we now accelerate that action by taking it? So that's basically what we're going to be discussing here today. If you are with me, say, all right. Sorry, let me share this. Okay. All right, so I'm coming, I'm trying to, my screen is cluttered. Okay. Please give me a bit. Now, one of the challenges we face as human is the fact that we have, that voice in our mind. We have something that basically usually tell us, do it, don't do it. And the challenge is sometimes the don't do it is usually louder than do it. And that's why this topic is very, very important, because as much as trying to learn a skill is important, as much as taking a new course, facing that hurdle is important, what is actually more important is taking the action to, or deciding to want to do it. And I'll give you an example from myself. Like Amma said in the introduction, I facilitated front-end development for MumsWhoCode. And the next time I was coming, I came as a UI/UX designer. And I would let you know that that was the first time I was facilitating UI/UX design. Now, what was my story? I got into tech as a digital marketer. I moved to web development, and I wanted to know how things work. I wanted to know how to make my websites what people want to use. And I decided to venture into UI/UX design or product design. Then I met a product designer friend, a senior product designer, and I told him, oh, I want to do this thing. And guess what? He told me, you can't do it. He told me, design is an art. It has to be inbuilt. You have to be an artist from inside. You need to be able to know how to draw and everything like that. And the beautiful fact of it was I bought his story, right? I believed what he said, and I took it like I owned it, and I didn't even visit anything like web UI/UX design for a year, right? And because my mind kept telling me anytime I see a UI/UX design post, I would be like, oh, you can't do design, because I bought that story and I was telling myself that story. So why does it matter to know that you are enough? Now, because we are in a society where, we're in a society where women are, please, can you see my screen?
Yes, but I think you need to do something. Because there is a modal on the screen that's blocking.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Let me see. Actually, all right, is it better now?
Yes, it is.
All right, cool. So in this society where we are, we have, I had a friend that got a car. When she bought a car, she has an agency, more of my partner agency, and she got a car. And her mother told her in Yoruba, she said, show them I'm married, right? Like, are you sure you're going to get married? Like, as a single girl, you got a car, you are living very well. So because the type of society we are tries to put that barrier around women, that you are supposed to behave some way because you need to get married. You are supposed to do this because you're supposed to prepare yourself for marriage, right? So there is that bias. There's that social, I don't know how to put it, social narrative that we're trying to fit into. So it's very important to know that we are not defined by all those narratives. We are not defined by what the society thinks. And it's very, very, very funny sometimes when I think how the end goal of ladies is usually marriage. I remember I used to have a friend then. I was supposed to go into a relationship with her, and I was just asking a question like, what's your goal? Like, what do you plan to do with your life? She said, oh, she just wants to get married, have children, and have a shop in front of her house. Now, why that's a very beautiful thing, right? It was not for me, because it was not, normally some people's priority are family. And if that's yours, it's very fine, right? But it wasn't just for me, because I felt it was limiting. It was so caged, right? So this topic matters because we need to first emancipate our minds for our body, right? Okay, so we are going to be doing a couple of activities in this session. Now, the reality is that there is self-doubt. We all know there is self-doubt. We've always had a time where we had conversations like, am I good enough? Maybe when you're trying to apply for a job, you're trying to even talk to someone, you're trying to approach someone, you look at, am I well-dressed? What if I fail? What will people say? Right? And all this is reality. You're trying to see, am I good enough? Do I have enough skills? Do I have enough resources? Now, back to my story. When my friend told me you can't do design, and I bought that story, it became my reality, right? I didn't do design. I didn't even see myself doing design. Till I was reading a book called Think and Grow Rich. And I understood that the mind is one of the most powerful weapons. And I saw a documentary where some people were allergic to a particular leaf, and they got 10 people and used to rub their body and told them that it is that particular leaf they're allergic to that they used. And 8 of them developed the same symptoms they would have developed if it was the leaf they were allergic to. Now, that basically shows that even our body, our outward is reacting to what our mind is thinking, right? And the fact that I was thinking I couldn't do it was what made me not to do it. So I just said, okay, what's the worst that will happen? Let me just try it. And I did it. And I think the rest is history, right? My first facilitation of UI UX design was in MumsWhoCode. And even then, that mind was coming again. Are you sure you can do it? You've never taught UI UX design. Are you sure you can teach it? And I just said, let's give it a try. And we had a successful cohort. So the power is actually in you first believing in yourself, first believing that I am enough and I can do this thing, and actually just doing it, right? So confidence is something that comes from within. It's not, confidence is not from validation. It's not from awards. Awards are recognition of what you have already believed. So if you are given an award, and most times when people receive an award and said, I never expected, I never believed I could be here, but you dressed up and came to the event, right? If you didn't believe you will win it, you won't prepare a speech. But it has to first be from you believing that you can actually do it and showing up to do it, right? So confidence actually comes from within, not from external validation, not from what people are saying, not from what you hear or what you see. And LinkedIn is a place where if you don't have your self-confidence, you are going to even doubt yourself more. I don't know if anyone has felt like that when you go and you see someone that maybe started doing what you're doing after you, and the person is saying, I just want to say I got an award. You know how those LinkedIn stories usually is now. I got an award and it's been an honor. And you'll be wondering, where am I getting it wrong, right? First, you need to understand that before someone believes in you, you have to first believe in yourself. You have to have that confidence from within, right? And you also need to know that you have everything you need to start. You have everything you need to start. And because we have this, I won't, is it a character, right? Of trying to make sure everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. And everything can be perfect, right? That's why we have version 2, we have version 3. Imagine if you wanted to build Facebook to the way it is now, the time Facebook launched. That means they won't actually build it, right? But you need to start with what you have. I have seen, there was a woman that was beside my house when I was growing up. She sells pepper. She sells pepper under a tree with this lantern. From there, she got a shop. From there, she got an engine. From there, now, I don't know how she'll be now, but before I left, she was more like, will I call it a pepper industry? Because people come there to our shop now, then to carry baskets. Now, just to note that waiting for the perfect time will never come. The perfect time will never come, because there's always improvement. We're always work in progress. And understanding that we're work in progress will make us to actually start with what we currently have. Please, how many minutes do I have?
Have about 9.
Okay, let's go. So progress is always greater than perfection. There is no perfection. Apple started smartphone with the first iPhone. Now, imagine the difference between the first iPhone and an iPhone 16. Imagine that difference. Even iPhone 16 is not perfect, right? But imagine Apple trying to meet up with iPhone 16 as at then. They would actually not get there, right? So it's actually knowing that you need to just take a gradual step. So how do you do that? First, you need to shift your mind. Like I said, your mind is the most powerful key to achieving what you need to achieve. You need to first shift your mind. You need to set realistic goals, and you need to understand that you are going to make mistakes. And making mistake is part of growth. The popular quote by Thomas Edison about failing 1,000 times in making a light bulb, and he said, I did not fail 1,000 times. I only learned 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb. Now you need to understand that you are going to make mistakes, and it is better to make a mistake early. Start making the mistakes early. Make mistakes before you invest money in it. Now imagine you want to start, maybe you want to become the next Big Brother Nigeria. You want to host a Big Brother Nigeria, but you are waiting to get that sponsorship, and you get the sponsorship and make mistake when somebody gives you 1 billion naira to host an event. But if you've already started in your small to make mistake, you are learning from people, you are starting with 100,000, you are going to 200,000, and you are already making those mistakes and gathering those knowledge, gathering those wisdom of the mistakes you made. I remember one of my manager told me where he was working before, he made a mistake that cost them about $100,000 in the US. And everybody was like firing him. And his manager called a meeting and asked, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? People said suspension, firing, stuff like that. And he said, the next person that is going to hire him would have gotten a staff that was trained with $100,000 because he will not make that type of mistake again, right? So you also need to practice self-compassion. You need to take action even when it's not perfect. And most importantly, you need to show up every day. And showing up every day is the power of consistency, right? You might have the skill, you might have the the talent, you might have the zeal, and without consistency, they say intensity starts the race, right? But consistency finishes it, right? You might run very fast in the beginning of a marathon, but the fact that you can't continue, others will finish and you won't, right? Just trying to speed it up. So we are going to start reframing our negative thoughts. They're changing something like I can't to how can I? So I can learn this. You set small achievable goals. Now, one of the challenges we have is you want to see yourself in this position. Maybe you want to launch the next pay stack, but that goal looks too big for you. Why not break it into small steps? Break it into what is the next thing to do after this? Now, while you put the goal at the end, don't put the goal in front. The goal is to maybe become the biggest manufacturer, maybe Intel chips, or sorry, chips, right? So instead of making that big goal the first thing in your mind, look for the next step, the next small step, the next small step. And I watched a video of an admiral saying, first, if you want to change the world, the first thing you do is make your bed, because making your bed is the smallest task you can achieve in a day. And achieving that smallest task makes you know that you can achieve another one. So just the same way, achieving the smallest goal makes you know that you can achieve something else. So surround yourself with community that is also supportive. You have a very good community, MumsWhoCodes, and they've been tested with time, right? And you need to find mentors, allies, cheerleaders, right? So take action, build confidence, start before you feel you're ready, because you don't need to wait for when you're ready. You need to just be learning as you go. So we are going to do a little exercise. These are just some people that faced challenges and overcome them. So we are going to write a statement, something that has been in your mind that you have thought to yourself that you can't do it before. We are going to rewrite that, right? And start this statement with I am enough because. Now, an example will be I am enough because I have what it takes to be the best developer. I have what it takes to build this, maybe this startup that has been in your mind. And we're just going to have maybe two people share what they wrote. And let's do that in the next, let's say 2 minutes, can we? So now think about those things that make you remarkable, those things that make you enough, those things that you had ignored, things that let's call it your superpowers, right? Think about what you've tried to achieve, what you've tried to do. Maybe something has told you you are not able to do it, you are not enough, or you don't have what it takes. Right? Understand what you need to do to actually make that happen, and rephrase it. So rephrase that negative statement to I am enough because. So do you have someone that wants to read out what you have? Anyone? Sarah, do you want to read out what you have?
Unmute. If you want to speak, please unmute and speak.
I would like someone to speak. All right. Amma, do you want to give us those the honors?
Okay, so I have some in the chat and I'll just pick the first two. Okay, so Catherine says, I am enough because I have what it takes to be an information systems analyst. And Pedmora says, I am enough because I have what it takes to be a cloud engineer and get a remote job.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Now, just look at those statements and keep telling yourself that every day. Now, it's not just enough to say it. You also need to do it. You need to do it. You need to actually just start doing it. And that's just do it is actually from Nike's slogan, and it's one of like my best quotes. And because that's Nike's slogan, just do it. Because we sometimes just tend to try to overlook taking actions. And there's actually a difference between self-doubt and procrastination. Procrastination is you actually know you can do it. You have what it takes to do it, but you just want to do it you want to move it to the next day, the next 5 days, the next month. Why self-doubt is you don't even believe you can do it. So it's not like you're procrastinating it. You don't believe you can actually do it, right? So one of the best ways to do this is affirmations. So you need to tell yourself every day that you are enough, and set small goals, achieve them, celebrate yourself. That's actually one thing we overlook. Celebrating your small wins. We want to become the cloud architect before we actually celebrate it. But you can actually celebrate completing a module of a course. You can celebrate achieving one small step in the bigger goal, right? And that forces us to actually do more. Some people wait to get 1 million subscribers before on their podcast before they celebrate. But you can celebrate 100, because if 100 people comes to your shop every day, it's not small, right? So for time, we're just going to stop this here, and I hope we're going to take actions. I have 2 success stories. One, I think let me just end with this. I have 2 success stories. One is from web development and one is from product design. Now, the product design lady, we had a class, Women Tech Stars. She was from Women Tech Stars. She always comes to my DM, send me design. In the midnight, we'll be doing reviews. And one day she said, send me your account number. And I said, students, you want to send teacher money. And she said she got a job in the US, right? And that's just the power of consistency, of resilience. Now, the second one is the power of the mind. I was teaching 4 students web development. And out of those 3 boys, 1 girl, the lady among them was, let's say, the least to catch up. So she's always the one that say, I know you have passed it, but can you please go back? And we'll go back. But there was one thing about her. She always say, in fact, she called herself Code Queen. That was her name, even when she couldn't code. Right? She always said, I'm going to be a full stack engineer. I'm going to be a full stack engineer. And to cut the long story short, out of all 4, she's the only one currently working as a software developer. She works with God is Good Mobility, GIG Logistics, God is Good Logistics as their software developer, writing seamless code of Angular. In fact, there was a day she showed up to check something. I said, I don't even know Angular. Is it that I know Angular? Please keep me out of this, right? So that's just the power of the mind, power of telling yourself that you are going to actually do it and putting in the actions. So with this few points of mine, I hope I'm able to convince you and not to confuse you.
That's right now.
Thank you very much for having me. If you have any questions, please, you can ask.
Thank you so much.
Please put your questions in the chat. We want to see them. And if you feel confident, unmute your mic and ask your question. We still have about 5 minutes. We have about 5 minutes. You can stop sharing now. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, okay, someone has asked roadmap to becoming a web designer. What's the roadmap to becoming a web designer? Great session, just do it. Thank you, Sarah, for that. Okay, do you want to take the question now? Your mic is muted.
Sorry, I was speaking. All right, so I was saying I'm going to share the roadmap or how to get a roadmap to becoming anything. All right. So one thing I do is if you want to learn a new skill, you go into courses, right? All the courses that I'm not saying you are taking those courses, right? You are just taking the sections. Now, let's say you want to learn React, you go into 5 React courses. What is React? You are picking all those things and learning them by those courses. You don't need to actually enroll in that course. There are many places you can learn for free now. You can even learn, everybody's a graduate of University of YouTube, right? So you can learn a lot of things on YouTube. You just need to understand more structure of how to approach it. Because if you're going to be a software developer now and you just say, let me start learning, you'll be confused as to what to learn. There are curriculums you can follow to become whatever you want to become, software development, cybersecurity. And there is this site also that I'll check it and drop it in the chat. There's a site that also gives you that breakdown of this same process of course. So it gives you all those things you need to learn to become maybe web development, UI UX designer. So I'll just check for that now and send.
Okay, thank you. We do not have any other question in the chat. But someone said in the chat and emphasized the power of self-proclamation. And I think it's powerful. And I want to thank you, Chike, for that very brilliant presentation. Thank you for taking us to another realm, because I'm sure that your session was quite different from the last 2 sessions that we've had. Like you said, just do it is your favorite, one of your favorite quotes. And for me too, although I don't consider it one of my favorite quotes of all time, but it's something that I live by, right? And I'll always say to people, if you think that you have some economic disadvantage, right? The best way to get out of that disadvantage, the best way to leave that place is to just do it. And I could share a lot about it from my personal experience, right? And that's why I'm really happy about Chike's session. I didn't imagine it would be like this, and I'm sure a lot of us in the room didn't also imagine it would take this shape. But I'm thankful, and I also see a comment here that says, I'm really proud of today. I think that's encouraging. Thank you so much, Chike, for this very powerful session. So if the participants want to connect with you, what's the best platform to reach you on? You can put it in the chat.
All right, thank you. I'm going to drop it in the chat box now.
Okay. So thank you all for staying till this time. And I would want to say again that if you know someone who should be in this room at this time, please invite them. I am going to put the link here. I'm going to put the link, the join link. I'm going to put it in the chat. please send it to someone who should be here while we get ready to enter into the next session. Okay, I see a question in the chat. I'll note this question and then we can look at it later and answer the question later. Thank you. So Chike has dropped his LinkedIn profile link in the chat. If you'd like to reach out to him, please connect with him on LinkedIn. Okay, so we'll move on to our next session. Our next session is by Timileyin Adekunle, who is a business analyst and career coach. She would lead a crucial session today, and our session is on career discovery. She will be exploring how you can navigate the path to a fulfilling career, right? She will provide practical insights for identifying your strength and interest in today's evolving job market. Welcome to Timileyin. Please turn on your camera so I can spotlight you. Hello, Timileyin, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, you're welcome. Hey.
Yeah, my camera is on.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us here today. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Awesome. So I'll leave you to make your presentation and I'll be back.
Okay.
Can share your screen.
Minutes. Yeah. Sorry, please, just a minute. Yeah, can we see my screen, please?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Yeah. So, let me introduce myself one more time. My name is Timileyin Adekunle. Some persons call me Owaduni. Yes, Owaduni is not a nickname. Owaduni is also my name. And yes, I'm not a mom. Yes, I'm not a mom yet. Yes, and I also thank my sister, my mama, for giving me this opportunity to share knowledge, because I'm thankful for this platform, and it's a great thing that you are doing. And although I am not yet a mom, but I have them as friends, and I still have a mom. I grew up seeing her, so it's a beautiful thing to be here today, and I'll just go straight to the point. And I want us to have this section with an open mind and hope. And I believe that at the end of this section, you are going to find yourself, you are going to be able to go on your career path. So first off, I'm celebrating every mother that is here. Your courage, your boldness. Being a mom takes a lot of sacrifice, and if care is not taken, if there is no caution, you will sacrifice yourself along the way. So I will tell us a little story. I'll tell us a little story of my mom. So my mom is a career woman. Yes, my mom is a career woman. My grandmother is a career woman. In fact, I believe that if at a time she had opportunities to probably real estate people, she would have been a big real estate, because she has property. That woman is just buying things. And she's 85 now, and she still travels, she still does her business and all. So I would be using my mom as an example. So we are three at the time that I want to talk about. I am the firstborn, and the secondborn, they are twins. So you can imagine. I was 10 years old when my mom had to go back to school to do a degree. And believe you me, she was working. She was working, and she's like a supervisor. She works with NIMS. Yes, NIMS. It was imagine when NIMS just started that year. You know how crazy it is. It was a busy one. You may not understand, but don't worry, I'm the one that stays in the house with them. So I know how busy, demanding it was. Imagine that she had to go to school. She does not miss class. Hello. I don't know how she did it, but she also takes tutorial for other women. They are also moms that stay with her. Yesterday when I was preparing and I was just thinking about it, there are another like two ladies that stayed with us during the program. They were also moms. She gives tutorial and all like that, and they all finished and they come out great. My mom came out with a 2-1, a strong 2-1. Even me that I'm not mom, my undergraduate that not come out with 2-1 or anything. So what I want you to get out of that story is that irrespective of where you are now as a woman, you are a wife, you are a mom, it's not a reason why you cannot pursue anything that you want to pursue. Yes, it will demand a more intentionality, like seriously, than anyone like myself. Yes, I have responsibility. I pastor a church. Yes, and I pastor a whole branch. I'm responsible for people, like close to 500, 400 people. So, but at the same time, even that, I can still not compare it with being a mom. So the kind of, sacrifice that I make at the moment, I can't compare it with a mom. But at the same time, I want you to understand that what it will require is inner determination and intentionality. I'm trying to be practical here so that somebody is not enough to just come here. We acquire all the knowledge, because great sessions, great speakers, but what are you going to do after now? Are you still going to go back to that point? Because we are doing a discovery section. So let's make it clear so that somebody is asking that why are we going in this direction and all. We are doing a discovery section. We are doing a section to discover yourself, to know how you can navigate to a fulfilling career. So the first thing as a mom that is needed is your intentionality. Tiring, all of these things, but you must be intentional with what you want to achieve. So let me go on with the next thing. How many of you has ever felt lost when thinking about your career? That moment when you are standing at the crossroad, unsure which path leads to fulfillment. So I'm asking us that question. Like, how many of us you think about career? Okay, now for some of us, after our children have gone to school, we don't have anything that we are doing again. So we just sit down at home, you clean the whole house, you cook, then you are tired, you sleep. The time that you are waking up, the kids are coming back from school. So you start another routine again. And at that time that you have maybe serenity around, that you want to think about the career, do you feel lost? Do you think about who you probably used to be as a young person, as a single lady, and you feel like you don't think you are unsure, or you know what exactly you want to do? So today I'll be sharing insight on how you will navigate the career journey with clarity and confidence, especially design for women, balancing the beauty chaos of motherhood and professional aspiration. I have one woman, she does not know, she works in my office. Let me say that I'm also a business intelligence analyst at First Central Credit Bureau. So there is this one of our female managers. That woman have 3 kids, she has twins, and she had them at the peak of her career. you know what? She still has time for her kids, and she's one of the most hardworking women I have met in my entire life. She does not slack. She's on point more than some persons that have absolute, like, no responsibility. So I am going to help you today to navigate balance, how you can still enjoy your motherhood and still with professional aspiration you can manage it. Sorry. Okay, so let's start. We are starting with defining what a fulfilling career is. What is a fulfilling career to you? So number one is that what I will not want you to do today is that I don't want you to look at somebody around you. I want you by yourself. What speaks fulfillment when it comes to career to you? Let's check passion. Work that energizes you, align you with your interest and value. So what is your passion? Your passion is anything that, even no matter how tired you are, you enjoy doing it. You enjoy doing it. And mind you, you don't know what you can be passionate about sometimes. I can tell you that if you don't have an idea of it. So knowledge is key in what we are talking about. So somebody does not know anything around kids. So I will major on tech today. I will try tech because we are talking about technology, MumsWhoCode, and all of these things. So I want to major on technology too, because if you start talking about passion now, somebody can start saying they enjoy frying, and that's good. You enjoy frying, you can fry chin, you can fry, you enjoy baking and all like that. I'm saying that thing that, and when you see it energizes you, aligns with your interest or value, and you cannot know that if you are knowledge deficient. So the first thing you do, you anywhere you are, go on your laptop. I believe that Zoom is a very powerful platform that even if you go to your Chrome or anywhere, it won't cut you off. It will just it will become a minimized bar. That's if you are using your phone to join and all. So what you can do, just go and type top 10 tech career in 2025. Type top 10 careers in 2025. After this section, because we have a whole lot of, we don't have all the time. I would have been patient. Person should read them, understand what they mean, and you see something that you see that it aligns. Okay, this is me. I enjoy thinking. I am a curious person. I am a creative. So I do well with colors. Some of us, we are fashion designers. There is so you can create designs and all. There is probability that you will do well as a product designer or as a what's it called? There's or as a graphics designer. See, someone like me, I cannot do it. I can't do product design. Nobody's going to check that website. I am very terrible with color. So you can imagine, I am terrible with color. I can't even draw a pencil to save my own life. So imagine me going into, because they said probably graphic design is the rainy thing, I should go into it, is a problem. So as ladies, let me even talk as females generally. The issue that will happen going into tech is first that you pick something and you are not interested in, because first we must be interested as ladies. It must be interesting to us before we pursue it. So that's number one. Somebody here is good with mathematics, you like mathematics, you like statistics and all. Yes, I'm very sure that you probably might not have a lot of issue with software engineering, all of this coding stuff, data analysis, data science and all. But even at the same time, like I used to tell people, I've seen people that are also not good with mathematics that they are doing well with software development. It depends on your tenacity. which kind of how much can you learn even when it's not coming to you very well? How much can you hold on even when you are not enjoying it? So you need to know what you are enjoying that aligns with your interest and value. Then purpose, making a meaningful impact that resonates with your personal mission. So that's making purpose is simply making impact. So I'm here today, I'm speaking. This is what I enjoy doing. And I enjoy speaking, even though I professionally am a business analyst. But when it comes to purpose, I enjoy helping people to discover themselves, helping people to become a better person. And that's how I came into. I am already inside this that I'm doing, career coaching, mentorship, even before I know the name that it was called. So you might be doing already what you are looking for answers for. So check those things that excite you. Some of us, we are into probably counseling. You are into a lot of, you are good with teaching. There are some people here that are good with teaching. You can teach anybody. You can teach a child. You can go into edutech. You see what I'm saying? So you are into teaching, you enjoy teaching, you are a patient person, you can go into edutech and specialize on women. I'm not saying you should specialize on women because maybe you quickly get funding, and no, it does not work like that. My sister here will tell you that it does not work like that. Because you focus on women, money will just come to you. No, it does not always work like that. That's not the reason why I'm telling you to go into women. But if you are patient, you can be patient. When women that are transitioning into tech, I have them. So because I also run a training school, I have them, and we have a tutor that sits down with some group of women in the class. After he does the normal class on Sunday evening, they will spend extra 3 hours. He is explaining to them patiently. We get paid for that. Even when you can do it to fulfill purpose, you can also do it and use it to feed yourself. So you are an edutech person. You can learn a skill that you are comfortable with, that probably comes easy for you, and you can offer your service to cheat or start an edutech firm. Not all of us will be an entrepreneur, but some of us are built to help other people succeed in their business. So it's not necessary that when you discover yourself, the next thing is that you should start a business. No, look for where you can work. You see, someone like me, yes, I own things, but trust me, I have the idea in my head. I have people that make it happen. So this beautiful slide was not created by me, because I could not have. And the what that is inside, yes, but you see this beauty that you are seeing, you think it's me that sat down and make this beautiful slide? You are joking, no? There is somebody that she's good with organizing. She knows how to bring pictures together, colors together, and make. When I saw this slide I'm using yesterday, I said, wow. Yesterday, I said, wow, this is beautiful. I'm trying to be playing with you so that you know overthink things. Because women, we have the gift of overthinking sometimes. You overthink solutions, eventually you don't come out with anything. So just calm down first. You are not going to start a company. No. Learn the skill. Go and work under somebody. Eventually, you can become an entrepreneur. And trust me, I'm not saying you should not start business, but I'm trying to let you understand that you need to discover your strength. Do you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur? Do you have the patience, the tenacity, the mental stability that comes with being a business owner? Because it's a lot. You want to make money, but 2 years you have not gained any profit. Will you not shut down? But there are some people that you can work under somebody and you make their life beautiful. So that is also important. Balance, finding harmony between work, family responsibility, and personal well-being. So let me tell you, and this is one of the main challenges that we have as women. And most times, we have challenge of getting. So this is it. When women love something, they get lost into it without knowing. So let me help you. You must, as a woman, I'm not a schedule person, but eventually in the present time, I've seen that schedule will work. I'm serious. Including, okay, 10 p.m. I have to bathe my child and keep them in the bed. You have to do it. So 1 p.m. I must be on my desk learning something, because I must learn before my husband come back from work. Okay, this Saturday is family time, so we cannot have anything. I'm serious. Try and write something down. It has worked for me. I'm not a schedule person. As I am like this, still talking to you, I don't have a journal that I write down. But you see, when I want to start, I look for a piece of paper and I write down beside it. Okay, this is what I want to do. When we were preparing for this yesterday, I wrote it down, part of my schedule. After I finish this, then I will prepare for this, then I will do this. It helps you to have a good life. It helps you not to run crazy. Permit me to use that word. Because when you are overwhelmed, you can switch off. So, but when you have a plan, when you have it all structured, you can enjoy yourself. So planning. Then growth. Growth. Continuous learning and development. Growth is very important in what we are discussing. You have to continuously learn. You have to continuously develop yourself. Learning does not finish. A career fulfilling is not just climbing the corporate ladder or chasing prestigious title. It's about creating a professional life that decorates your whole self. What does success truly means to you? Is it financial stability? Is it time flexibility? Is it what's it called now? Is it making impact? So what does success truly mean to you? You have to find out what success truly means to you. And this is when you are looking at some people, some celebrity, you check and you see that you people are age mates, and you are asking yourself, what am I not doing? No, if you look at it like that, you'll be getting it all wrong. So when you focus on what do you want? Okay, I want flexibility, I want time, I should be able to do one or two things. It will help you in making your life choices. So self-discovery, the first thing, what we've spoken about this, what do you love, passionate about, interests you, you enjoy doing? What are you good at? Natural talents and developed skills. So you would have tried some things. What comes easy to you? I discovered that more than mathematics, I read mathematics as an undergraduate. More than mathematics or anything, I am very forgetful, and I see that the only thing I do not forget was Python. When I started coding, it comes easy, I enjoyed it, I go on no sleeping, and nothing was barrier enough to stop me, including my laptop that will refuse to work. That was when I learned that I can open my laptop by myself and shift the hard drive, and the guy will be working back. So, nothing. Then what pays well? What is suitable for your lifestyle? So if you talk to me as a career coach and I ask you all of these things, the first thing I ask you is that, are you sure? If you want to make money, then this part that we are picking is a long time. You may not be able to make your money. Then what does the world need? You have to be able to, synergy it into market demand. You have to be able to make sure that is the market's demand, the world needs it, societal contribution. Self-awareness is the foundation of career clarity. Understand your unique combination of skills, interest, and value. A compass for journey. Try practicing, yes, like career assessment, take personality tests such as MBTI or Strength Finder. If you go online, you will see all of this stuff, the paid and the unpaid. So exploring new opportunity, traditional employment, stability and benefit, clear advanced path, team environment, entrepreneurship, create freedom, flexible schedule, building your vision. So you can still be working for somebody and still be an entrepreneur. It depends on how your capacity, what capacity do you have? And the fact that you work for somebody does not mean it will work for you. And that's why I will not come here and say, okay, this is how I am doing it, and that's how you should do it. Because in the first place, we are not even alike. You have children, I don't have. You are married or not married or anyhow it is. I am not married and I don't have kids. So what works for me might not work for you. You have to understand your own personality, your own peculiarity, and what will work absolutely for you. Then we have freelancing, work-life integration, project varieties, location independence. So you can work as a freelancer, you projects, no, you don't owe anybody. So today's careers landscape offers diverse paths, traditional employment, research opportunities through informational interviews, job shadowing, online courses, and internship. In our rapidly changing world, adaptability has become one of the most valuable skills, career skills. So you must be able to adapt. You must know what works for you. Building skills and continuous learning. So mastery, that's becoming an expert. But let's come from the down part of the pyramid. The first thing is that you learn and acquire. You see this place, this learning and acquiring knowledge is where some people are. If I ask now, sincerely, if I ask now that person should tell us since when they have been learning, if person should tell us since when they have been learning, what's it called now? Since when they have been learning whatsoever they are learning, you see that persons in this place have been learning for 2 years. There are some people that have been learning for 3 years and they have never tried on a project. See, I'm telling you, if you are here and you have learned for at least 6 months, get an internship opportunity. I'm serious. Get an internship opportunity. That is the first thing that you should do. Get an internship opportunity. Please, can we see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, just wanted to be sure. So get an internship opportunity. That is the, oh, somebody is saying no. Please, let's confirm.
Anyone else can see it? Is there anyone else who can see it?
Okay, let me stop
but
sharing
and
let me stop
restart.
sharing and reshare.
All right.
Okay. Sorry, please. Can you see it now? Oh, I'm coming now. What about now? Can we see it, please?
For some reason, I can see it. I'm not sure why others can't see it.
Yeah, I've stopped sharing. So let me reshare again so that. Can we see it now, please?
Yes.
Okay, you can see it. Oh. Okay, I will definitely share the slide once we are done so that you can have access to it. So my time is already almost off. My slides my time is almost off, so I will be fast. So the first thing is, if you have been learning for 6 months, go out there and get an internship opportunity. It does not need to be paid necessarily. Then apply. That's what I'm saying. Application of practical new things. You can go online, you can build projects, you can work on personal projects on as you are learning, be practicing. Then over time, when you have used it over time, you become an expert. Nobody becomes an expert in 2 years. It's not possible. You have, except that you are you have opportunity to large projects that has expanded your horizon of experience. So, but even though I was almost saying Papa still yet, you you are going to you are really you will need to take time to become an expert. The job you want today requires skills you are building tomorrow, requires the skill you are building tomorrow. In our rapidly evolving workplace, continuous learning isn't an option. It's essential. As mothers, you already possess incredible transferable skills like multitasking, negotiation, crisis management, and emotional intelligence. Like seriously, I give it to you guys. Like this morning, I was telling one of my mamas that we are together. She has 3 kids. I was telling her, don't worry on this. I'm supporting you. I'm not supporting them because you are trying a lot. Invest in yourself through online courses, um, workshop, boot camps, networking events. Go out, find time. When they have gone to school, look for events that you can quickly come and before they come back. Many platforms offer flexibility learning, and like MumsWhoCode, I know that she really had some designs that works for mummies. So learning opportunity design for busy schedule. So sorry. So overcoming challenges and staying motivated. Fears of failure. So reframe failure as feedback and a necessary part of growth. You know, in the recent time, I was doing some meditation. Mistakes are part of life. So you make it, you correct it, and you move on. So don't be scared. You will make mistakes. You would fail at something. When you fail, is because you are making progress. The only way for you to know that you failed is because you make progress, you make the correction, and start growing again. Each setback contains valuable lessons that move you forward. External pressure. Develop boundaries and learn to prioritize your authenticity goal career over other exceptions or societal standard. And I have this particular thing that I say to myself, if I can manage internal pressure, I can actually undo an external pressure. So the first thing is that you handle the pressure inside first. Don't guilt trip yourself. You make a mistake, move forward. You want something. You are not selfish. It's not selfishness to want something. I'm a Christian. He said the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. It cannot be more than yourself. And if you can't love yourself, it means that you can't even love any other person correctly. So first, create boundaries. Prioritize yourself, your career goals. I'm not saying that you should prioritize this at the expense of family. And that's why we are talking about we spoke about planning the other time. Imposter syndrome. Remember that the feeling unqualified is common, especially for women. Document your achievements and seek supportive community. Don't allow imposter syndrome. Some of us have refused to step out because we feel we are not good enough. Start as an intern. Start as you don't mind a place and all like that, and give yourself credit too. The path to a fulfilling career isn't without obstacles. Cultivate a growth mindset that views challenges as opportunity. Connect with mentors who understand your journey, particularly other moms. Like our mama here, she's already doing that. Connect. There is a community. After this meeting, join the community. And also, if you know other moms that needs to be part of this community, introduce them to this community. You are also imparting a life. So other that will help you navigate the same water. Taking action. Build a career roadmap. So learn, apply, network, iterate. So is research industry roles and require skills. Identify gaps in your knowledge and create a learning plan. Connect with professionals in your targeted field. Join industry groups, attend events, even virtually. We are doing one now. Apply, take concentrate step, update your resume, apply for position, launch your business plan, reflect on your progress, gather feedback, adjust your approach, and continue moving forward. Set smart career goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Remember, the journey to a fulfilling career isn't always straight, but with clarity, persistence, and passion, you will get there. So, thank you very much. If you have questions, we are going to take questions now. Thank you. And please ask them, because your question will also help somebody else to learn. Thank you.
Yes. So there's already a question in the chat. Could you stop sharing?
Okay.
Thank you very much. So I saw a question here. Okay, so someone is asking for the slide. Please share this slide.
Okay.
And also your LinkedIn profile.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, so there's a question here that says, what tools do you recommend for scheduling?
Okay, that I feel you can use how will I say now? You can use Google. Google is like Google Calendar is one of the things that I feel that is easy to use. You can use Google too. You can also use Calendly. Yes, this guy, yes, you can use it also, it will help. And you can also use your pen and paper. You can also use that. So,
yes. Okay, so how can one conquer procrastination? And also how can one conquer procrastination?
so to conquer procrastination, get an accountability manager or accountability partner, somebody that you can be accountable to, somebody that, like, I have a set of mentees that sometimes I reach out to them and I ask them for their daily, what are you doing today to achieving what we have discussed? So they know that they are accountable to me. They are to reach out to me at the end of the day. Were you able to do this? Because the second day you have to, we have is because you are not accountable to anybody, accountable to somebody. There's somebody that is saying that you said you are going to do this. Why are you not doing it? So you need an accountability manager or partner. So know your friends that you have seen finish, or someone that you know that if they should ask you, you know that you can really be in trouble. If you have a really supportive husband, you can make them your accountability partner, or go out, pay somebody, or I don't know, but there are ways that you can go about it. Yeah.
Thank you for that. How do you start a career in marketing consultation?
Okay. Like we said, the first thing is that, do you know how good are you with marketing? Do you think that you have learned enough to become a consultant? Because consulting is not just the name, it's in the work. So the first thing is that I think my company, we had our first HR consulting job last year, and I actually reached out to one of my go-to person in HR community, and I told her, Mommy, I got my first consulting job, and how do I go about it? And she made a list. Falling in love, myself and my assistant, that was the list that we also put down that we want to use. Sometimes if you don't try, you don't know what you really do not know or what you really know. So number one that I will say is that, are you sure that you know all that comes with marketing? Then if yes, then consulting is problem solving. Problem solving that you don't need to sit in somebody's office. You have to discover the problem and provide solution. So that's it. Then number two, be ready to put yourself out. You can go out, give out your what's it called now? Your skill sets, your consult for some startup or big companies for really discounted cost, or you should do it for free. You can do maybe for like 3 in a year, and tell them that you will use their company for profiling. So I feel that way people can trust you again. Then your network, talk to people, tell people what you do. That's another way to get customers. So please, did I answer that question?
Yes, I believe you did. Thank you very much. So we're going to hold on with all the other questions, because at some point we will go in for networking, and I believe that some of these questions can be answered during the networking session, right? So we're going to move on to the next session, and before we do that, I just want to say thank you so much, Timileyin Adekunle, for this powerful session that you have delivered. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure listening to you, and I want to say that I'm so proud of you and what you are doing. Well done.
Aww. Thank you, ma. Thank you. Sorry, I dropped I'm going to share the document with you, but I've dropped it on the what's it called, on the group. And for my LinkedIn, yes, for my LinkedIn, just type Timileyin Adekunle on LinkedIn. You will definitely find me.
All right, awesome.
So it's
Thank
like
you.
I have a bad network here. I wanted to copy it. Yes. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, see you during networking. All right, so we're back. Thank you all
Yeah.
for staying
Thank you.
time. And like I said, if you know someone who should be in this room, please invite the person. The link is in the chat. Let the person join and come get some nourishment, right? Nourishment, not only food, but some nourishment in terms of knowledge and resources that can help them move forward, advance or accelerate the advancement in their career. So with that, I move on to the next session, and this is going to be a breakout session. We have two presenters who will be delivering their sessions. I'll just read out their profiles, and before I do that, I'd like to ask them to turn on their cameras so we can all see them, and I make the introduction. Stephanie. Please turn on your cameras. Thank you so much. So while we wait for Stephanie for the lights. Waiting for Stephanie. So once she comes on board, I will spotlight her. But before then, let me go to introduction. Thank you so much, Olamide Lori, for joining us this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, same here as well.
Thank you. So everyone, meet Olamide Lori. He's a front-end engineer at Prosper and a technical mentor. He will be speaking here today, and his session will be on practical mock interviews to designers and aspiring tech professionals, to help them master technical and behavioral interviews, to help them understand what hiring managers are looking for and how to improve their confidence in tackling real-world problems, and of course, job interviews. So thank you so much for joining us for this session. So we're still waiting for Linus. I'll just add her here. Spotlight. Thank you for joining us. She on. Okay.
All right. So Ofonime Brown Linus will break it all down. She's a community builder. She's an expert community builder. And today her presentation, our session, will cover how to build a community analytics dashboard, a step-by-step guide. And in the last 10 years, she has grown to cutting edge technology. She has grown to use cutting edge technology frameworks to create resilient products and also to share best practices for software methodologies. And also she's a STEM educator. In 2020, Ofonime was awarded the 2020, she was awarded the SheCode Africa Tech and Tech L Award for her work in the community space. We are so proud to have Ofonime Brown in this room today. And I'd like Olamide Idlori to share a few things before we move on to the breakout session. And then I have one.
Hey, I'm here, sorry.
Okay.
I had to change my device.
All right, no problem. No problem. Olamide, please go ahead with your introduction.
Okay, yeah, good morning. Oh, sorry, good afternoon, everyone. Just to confirm, I don't know if everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, yeah, so my name is Olamide Ilori, and I'm a front-end engineer. So I've been doing this for 4 years now, and I currently work at Prosper, which is a business bank for entrepreneurs. I currently lead the front-end team at Prosper, and I'm quite passionate about seeing growth amongst tech professionals in industry. I think I spent some of my time mentoring, speaking, and also facilitating workshop, and also very passionate about building next generation products.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. And Linus, I have read your bio, but I would appreciate if you say a few things before we move on to the session.
All right, thank you. My network is not stable. Permit me to off my video, please. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
All right, so hi, everyone. Oh, well, I'm a founder of Faith Tech Africa. And before then, I used to be a software engineer. Should I say a software developer? I moved from software development to Android developer. And now I moved from there to, as a mom in tech, I was always looking for a way to find this balance between myself, my family, my kids, and my love for technology. So I moved from there also to project management. From project, of course, I moved up to programs, and now I'm a community director. From community management, I moved to community director, and now we founder. So that's a little about me.
Thank you so much. And before we move on to next, I just want to say something quickly. I'd like to appreciate Olamide Idlori. I'm sorry I didn't mention I'll do this, but I'd like to appreciate him.
I'm sorry, hello? Hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I hope it's not what I think, though.
Well, I'd like to appreciate him for his kind gesture, and also to announce that we will be having a sort of a session today where we would select 2 women who are just starting out, who we will support through MumsWhoCode and through funding from Olamide Idlori to see how we can help them accelerate their business. So thank you very much for making that donation. So with that, I'll open the breakout rooms. And once I open the breakout rooms, I would want you to decide which of the rooms you want to go into. If you are in software engineering, or you intend to be in software engineering, or you have been learning coding skills, right? Then you should be in room 1, right? Other than that, you can join room 2. But if you think that you're not in web development, but you believe that there are some things you can learn from what Olamide will be sharing in room 1, then feel free to join. And also, you can just hop in and hop out like that. Thank you very much. We'll do that for 30 minutes and we'll return to the main stage. the participants. What's that thing that you learned? What's that thing that you learned from the session, and what will you be doing going forward with what you learned? Please put it in the chat. That one thing that you learned from the session and what you will be doing going forward. Let your presenters know, let your speakers know what's your takeaway from their session and what will you be doing with what you have learned. Please put it in the chat. I'm going to spotlight the speakers, if you don't mind. Please drop it in the chat. Please drop in the chat what you learned and what you'll be doing with what you learned. What's your action plan from the session? If you were in the hiring interview session or the community building session, what's that thing that you took away from that session? And how will you apply it going forward? Someone from each of the rooms, you can put it in the chat. You can put it in the chat. What's your key takeaway from the session? All right, so Kems, which room did you join? Room 1, Kems joined room 1, and she says, our key takeaway is to be intentional and study for an interview like an exam. Thank you so much for that. Doing price negotiation, compensation negotiation in room 1. Yes, thank you very much. Who else? Please, let's see it in the chat. Let's see it in the chat. Explore different engagement tonality with your community. That's from room 2. Thank you so much, Osarwe. Thank you so much. Please keep them coming. Please keep them coming. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'd like to, at this point, say thank you again to Olamide Ilori and Linus Ime for the very insightful session. It was very educative. I spent a few minutes in both sessions and I understand how insightful it was. I have one takeaway here from Juliet, and she says, my takeaway from the Olamide session is that you need to learn to build your presence, especially as a startup. Recruiters will be the ones to look out for you when you are always showing up, especially on platforms like LinkedIn. Secondly, never accept the first offer, no matter how attractive it is. Learn to negotiate your worth. That's profound. I think we're going to have to share this on our social media. Thank you so much for this beautiful takeaway, Juliet E. Jibri. Thank you very much. So at this point, I said it earlier that yesterday we couldn't have one of the presentations, and today we have our amazing and beautiful Shruti here on this call. She's going to be making her presentation today before we head over to the networking session. Please stay around for the networking session and the announcement that would follow. Shruti, could you turn on your camera so I can spotlight you? Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, I'm trying to add you. Just a minute. Spotlight for everyone.
All right, thank you. It's great to have you here today. Sorry about the mix-up yesterday, the time zones mix-up. Thank you. And also thank you so much for waking up this early to be with us here today. I understand your 7 hours behind us in terms of time zone. Thank you so much. So everyone, please welcome Shruti Agawal. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Thank you so much. Yes. So Shruti is a business analyst at Level Wing Media LLC in the United States, right? And today she will ignite the International Women's Day Virtual Conference, this room. And her session, she will be speaking on your natural blueprint, redefining impact and presence for women in tech. The aim of this session is to guide you in recognizing and leveraging your unique strength for success. She will also delve into the power of self-reflection and how AI can amplify your abilities and impact. Thank you so much for coming here today, Shruti. You can go ahead.
Thank you first for having me here. I'm excited to share my insights because this is what I've learned over my period transforming from a student into a young professional currently. And I want to share my screen.
Yes, you can share your screen.
Yeah. Just a second. So I would like to talk about what our natural blueprint is. Our natural blueprint, according to me, is what we are innately capable of and what we need to discover to play on so that we play on our strengths, right? Because we have a lot of potential, each and every single one of us. And we often tend to overlook that due to different things that come as a part of life during our journey of growth. So, how I would like to go about is first defining the purpose about how we recognize our real potential that we might have known during, our school years, our college years, and during time it has faded. At least it has become more blur. And how with current use of AI, we can actually play on our strengths, identify what aspects can be speeded up and can be amplified through use of different AI tools right now. And having said that, not only talking about the current impact, what we can create through AI, but how you can make a legacy through what you do in your work is very important. And I will go through this approach in a journey-based approach, sharing short snippets of what I do, or even like what I have seen people, leaders, book authors, women um, doing in their leadership. So, a bit about myself. I'm a business analyst at Levelwing, just like Anagha mentioned. And I'm a project manager with anitaB.org, that is a women in tech organization here. And I believe in thought-driven leadership, where meaning I believe in creating an impact for the people around me, be it in my workplace or the clients, and an impact more than just in terms of metrics, impact that can be remembered. And I always strive for innovation because I always think there is something new that if in case of work, I would say data would tell us, and find out new ways to deliver products and services to the clients. And inclusivity has been, I would say, a great approach for me to always grow, because inclusivity to me means trying to learn from people from different backgrounds, different cultures. And because there is so much, I would say, opportunity in learning, you can combine that with what your thoughts and your experiences are, and you can create, I would say, great experiences for customers. And this is pretty much about, I would say, my approach to things in work and things in life. And I am I just recently graduated with a Master's of Science in Business Analytics from the University of Texas at Dallas, following which I have resumed my work with the company. And let's get started. So, talking about strengths, we know that each of us is great at something or the other, which is why we are known like the X factor of uh, us as an individual is known even in our company, right? So, I think it's the first step to doing anything is self reflection, where we actually sit down with ourselves and understand that what was the reason why we are in the tech field right now. Why not any other field, any other domain, right? Because it is not very easy to break into the tech field and actually make something big over there. So understanding what was the reason that brought you here, and maybe if it was like a particular skill that you were very good at, probably understanding how you built that, right? Maybe it's a whole time for retrospection, I would say. And this, when you know that, for if I take my example,
I can see that you're sharing in the chat, and as we are posting, let's connect, click on those links and connect. And with your permission, I can compile this into a document that we can share with participants later on. And then we build a networking list, right? So I can put this in a spreadsheet over the next few days and share for others to add their information, and then we can connect amongst ourselves. If we have 10 people give me an emoji, put it in the chat. Let's have 10 people do that in the chat, and then we'll do that. I'll compile it. I'll compile all the information here into a spreadsheet and share. I want 10 people to give me a yes. Give me a yes. 10 people give me a yes. 10 people give me a yes, and we can do that. Awesome. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. 10, 10, 10. 10 people give me a yes. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have 15 minutes because I also need to jump back to work today. So I said earlier that we got a donation from one of our speakers, and I have been thinking, what is the best way to spread this goodness, right? I have been thinking about it, and so I decided, how about we support a woman-owned business, a business that's just starting up? It could be in terms of helping to develop a website. It could be in terms of paying for maybe hosting. It could be in terms of paying for domain name. So we have 21 people here. Okay, so if I exclude myself and my other device, that would be 19. So for that purpose, I'm going to ask, if you own a business, it has to be a registered business. There has to be like a proof that you are working on it. And one of such proof is that you have incorporated it, even if it's just a business name. You have a business that you have gotten you have registered a business name for, right? And you think your business at this stage doesn't have a website. So just send us a pitch, make it a video, 2 minutes. I'm going to drop the MumsWhoCode Gmail account here, so you can just send us a very short pitch as to why your business should be considered. MumsWhoCodeCommunity@gmail.com. So send us a 2 minutes video. Okay. Yeah, MumsWhoCommunity@gmail.com. So tell us why your startup should receive this benefits. Like I said, we are going to consider you for a website or for hosting, or maybe for even purchasing a domain name. We look at the logistics and the amount involved, and then we pick. We are going to pick 2 businesses. So please send in your entry. Send your entry in by Saturday. Send your entry in by Saturday. Saturday's date is so today. Trying to get my calendar. So Saturday is 29. Beautiful. So we can 29. Yes, don't worry, I'm dropping it very soon. 29. Send it by 29 March 2025. So you send us a 2-minute video via MumsWhoCode@gmail.com to tell us why your startup should receive this benefit. So we will review your submissions, right? And it's only open to people who attended the conference. So we're going to check our attendee list. So with that, I want to say thank you all so much. Please keep the information here coming in. Keep the networking information coming in. And I have gotten 10 votes for us to create a database with the information here. We're going to do that and share with everyone who registered, invite them to also be part of this. And so when you're looking for something, we are looking so much. Thank you for staying up until this time. If you do have comments to make regarding this program, this is the time where you can unmute your mic and just share your experience. I'd also like to say that a survey will be sent to you by Luma after this session. Please do well to complete that survey. Feedback is very important to us. Please send in your feedback. Let us know what you gained, what you learned from the sessions. Let us know how we can improve it. We hope to have another conference before the end of this year. Okay, more information about that will be shared in the future, in the nearest future. So let us know how we can improve. Our next conference, by the grace of God, is going to be a physical event. Let us know if your company is open to sponsoring, if you can pitch in for us to see that we get sponsorship for the conference. Please also let us know. That would be fantastic. So thank you all so much. I'm so happy. Thank you for making this event a successful one. We curated the speakers for you, and we are glad that you are here today. Certificates of participation. No, there are no certificates of participation for this conference. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Please, once you get the survey, I encourage you to fill out that survey. It's very, very important to us. It's important to our supporters that we give feedback, that we give a report rather of how the conference went. So please do that. And also feel free to reach out to the speakers. If you'd like to share your experience about the conference on social media, you can also tag us. We are MumsWhoCode on Twitter. We are MumsWhoCode on Instagram as well. We are MumsWhoCode on Facebook. On LinkedIn, we are MumsWhoCode. So please tag us to reach out to us, send us a